Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports WNBA picks and predictions for Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right, here we are. It is time to recap how I went 4-8. We will start at the bottom of the screen. You are going to realize me has been added to the ban list. Arike Gumbawale, welcome back. You were gone for roughly 2 games, and somehow you have worked your way back onto the list. So basically, you broke out of jail. You were able to visit your friends and family. You went, you got Dairy Queen, you got McDonald's a few times. But now you're back because you are awful at basketball. And I also added the New York Liberty, who have now lost 4 basketball games in a row. One of them to the Connecticut Sun, another one to the Dallas Wings. I mean, if you're losing to those teams, you deserve to be on the ban list. So I will now recap the previous day's games, and we will get onto the one game for tomorrow. Our winners, we had 4 of them. We only got 1 spread correct, a singular points prop correct, and then we got 2 over-unders correct. So the over hit in the Atlanta Dream Phoenix Mercury game. Good Lord, was this close go. We had the over 166.5. It hit on the number. Final score here, Phoenix Mercury 72, Atlanta Dream 95. The Mercury scored 8 total points in the third quarter. Their point breakdown went 23, 19, 8, 22. They somehow allowed the Atlanta Dream starters to score 34, 24, and 26. Then their bench came in and scored 11 in the fourth quarter. This Phoenix Mercury team really's got to answer some questions defensively about what they're going to do, because this is back-to-back games now. They've given up 1 trillion points. They gave up 107 to the Fever. Now they give up 95 to their Dream. Their next game is at the Sky on Sunday. If Ariel and Angel don't play, I'm assuming the Sky won't be able to score, but who knows, just based on how bad this Mercury team has been. Next winner, we had the under 157.5 in the Valkyries and the Chicago Sky. Another game, another horrible basketball performance by the Chicago Sky. They score 66 points. They lose this game 73-66. That is a total points of 139. The Sky shot 42% from the field, 27% from deep. They had 12 turnovers. They won the rebounding battle, surprisingly. Leading their team in scoring, you had Rachel Banham and Camila Cardoso both tied for 14. They had no bench production, and Rebecca Allen went 1 of 7. This team is not good at all. Our next winner, we had Nneka Ogwumike, points and rebounds over 24.5. She had this like 3 minutes into the third quarter. She scored 37 points. 12 rebounds. Granted, this game did go into double OT. I want to say she finished regulation with around 25, 26 points. Could be wrong, but I think it was around there. Final score of this game, LA Sparks 108, Storm 106. So that is how we hit the Los Angeles Sparks plus 5.5. They win the game. This was really an all-around team performance. You had Derek Hamby drop 21, Rakia dropped 27, Azrae Stevens 21, Kelsey Plum 22. You had Julie Allemond go 8, 9, and 5. And that's about it. They didn't really get any bench production besides Cameron Brink, who played 11 minutes, scored 7 points, had 3 blocks, and then fouled out of the game. So shout out to you, Brink, for fouling out in 11 minutes of basketball. I think that might be a record. Now we get on to the losers. All right, first loser we had, it was the Phoenix Mercury. I took them minus 2.5, thinking they would bounce back. And the Atlanta Dream still don't have Ryan Howard. Brittany Griner didn't play in this game. But I guess it really doesn't matter because the Phoenix Mercury cannot stop anyone from scoring the ball at will. Before the bench players came in for Atlanta, they were shooting 58% from the field towards the end of the third quarter. 58%. Alicia Gray dropped 26, Bree Jones 16, Caldwell 14, Naz Hillman 18, Jordan Canada had 8, 4, and 11. Like, what are you doing, Phoenix? Alyssa Thomas 5 of 14, Satu Sabli 4 of 10. they're horrible. They just don't know how to play defense. And then we lose on Alyssa Thomas PRA because she did not play any bit of the fourth quarter. She played 26 minutes. She dropped 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists for a grand total PRA of 25. So if she would have played the fourth quarter, we would have won. But we can't have nice things because as a 2.5 point favorite, you lose the game by 23. That sucks. Speaking of sucks, you have the New York Liberty, who have now lost 4 games in a row. Every single game Stewie has been out, they have lost. We laid -11. I took the over 170. The New York Liberty scored 62 points against the worst defense in the WNBA. They had more turnovers than made baskets by 3. 20 of 59 from the field. They had 23 turnovers. And the weird thing was, it wasn't just one person. It was literally everyone. Bebic had 2, Johannes had 2, Jonquel had 5, Cloud had 2, Sabrina had 2, Talbot off the bench had 5. How do you have 5 turnovers as a forward off the bench in 22 minutes of game time? That's disgusting. This team sucks. I'm starting to think they might be really bad. Also, Bebic, 1 of 8 from the field today, 0 of 5 from deep. I don't know what that was, but ugly, ugly, ugly. New York Liberty, welcome to the ban list. Who do they play next? Who do you have? They play again against the Connecticut Sun. Bruh. I'm going to have to take the Sun. Oh, that's going to be brutal. Their 4-game schedule. Sun, Wings. How does that make any sense? What is that? That's horrible. Anyway, next loser. Speaking of the Wings, I bet them, and they lost. We took them plus 3.5. We took the over 170.5. And they lose. Final score here, Indiana 88, Dallas Wings 78. The main problem is they don't have anyone who can shoot the ball from deep. 41% from the field, which isn't awful. 13% from deep. 2 of 15. They lose the offensive rebound battle by 10. They win the turnover battle by 5. But the main problem, Arike Ogunbowale. She made 1 shot the entire game. 1. A singular basket. She scored 8 points, had 1 rebound, and got 5 assists. The only person who played well was Paige Beckers, who dropped 22, 4, and 4. I don't know what to do with this team. They suck. For some reason, they're no longer playing Lee Yuru, who's their tall Asian center, who I thought was really good. Instead, they started Lisa Geiselsoder, who played 18 minutes, scored 4 points, and went 2 of 6 from the field. They only played Tierra McCowan 12 minutes. Like, why are you playing a small lineup when you're going up against the Fever, who have Aaliyah Boston and Natasha Howard, 2 of the most physical bigs in the league, and then you're like, nah, we're going to throw Geiselsoder and Haley Jones at them. You have 2 6'7" giants down low, which combined you played for a total of 19 minutes. What are you doing as a coaching staff? Also, why is Arike Ogunbowale only shooting the ball 6 times? Who else is scoring on this team? Arike tied for the fewest shots in the starting lineup. J.J. Quinterly shot the ball more times than Arike Ogunbowale. That is a serious problem if you are actually trying to win games. All right, we lose Alyssa Thomas player prop. We lose Arike player prop. Both of them PRA. Alyssa would have hit if she would have played the fourth quarter, but she did not. Arike never stood a chance because she didn't feel like basketball today. Therefore, you are back on the ban list. You suck. Then our final loser was the under 168.5 from the Seattle Storm game. This was looking really good. The halftime score was 36-39. I was like, dang, that was a sharp pick. I was real good on that. And then they scored 50 points in the third quarter and 47 points in the fourth quarter. So we lose. It went to overtime, but the over had already hit by overtime, so it did not matter. We were screwed regardless on our under. All right. Oh, yeah, I have to mention I am on the ban list now. About a week and a half ago, I was roughly 30 games above 500 on the season record. I am now only 12 games. So I have had a horrible last week and a half trying to predict WNBA basketball. Therefore, I am putting myself on the ban list. You may be asking, how do you get off of the ban list? I'm going to hold myself to the same standards as Arike Gumbawale, because as the longest tenured veteran of the ban list, she would know what's best. So to get off of the ban list, I have to have back-to-back days of above 500 picking percentage. So once I do that, I will remove myself from the ban list. Let's see who gets off first, me or Arike. I would be willing to bet it is me. All right, that's the recap. Let's get on to the one game for tomorrow. All right, now we're looking at the only game of the day. Why the WNBA decided to schedule only one game today, roughly 3 weeks out of NFL and college football season, when literally no one will be watching or betting on the WNBA. I have no idea, but this is just about the intelligence level of this league. Anyway, I'm going to rock the Aces plus 5.5. I'm going to rock the over 166.5. What if I told you this is the first road game that the Minnesota Lynx have played in 3 weeks of basketball? If you're going to sit here and tell me this league does not play favorites, you're tripping, because they just give the best teams the best and easiest schedules. Like I just said, the Liberty, they played 4 games in a row against the Suns in the Wings. And now the Lynx play 3 weeks of home games. It makes no sense. The Aces, they have been playing better basketball. I think they stand a shot to win this game outright. The Lynx really aren't that good of a road team. They're 23-5 on the year, but they're only 8-4 on the road. So they do be struggling when they travel, compared to when they play at home. They've already played the Aces this year. They have slapped them both times. First game they won by 31. Second game they won by 14. Obviously the Lynx are a top-tier team in the WNBA, but it really comes down to 2 players. If you don't get a great performance from Nafisa Collier and Courtney Williams at point, you're really not going to score that many points from this Lynx team. Your other point production comes from Kayla McBride, who is realistically just a 3-point chucker. She's either making them or she's not. You're not getting much offense from Alana Smith. I really haven't liked what I've seen out of Bridget Carlton. Yes, you do have Heidemann off the bench. You have Jess Shepard off the bench. But are they at all consistent? No. Now, that being said, the Aces are also not consistent. They're 14-13 on the year. They are coming off of a nice road win at the Sparks by 15. They've switched up their starting lineup. They have Kirsten Bell in the starting lineup now. They went big. So their starting 5 goes as follows. You got Chelsea Gray. You got Jackie Young. You have, I think they're putting Kirsten at the 3, Asia at the 4, and then Alyssa Smith at the 5. That is going to be a serious problem for the Lynx, whose 3, 4, 5 is Carlton, Fee, and then Smith. They ain't got the size to mess around what the Aces have down low. And then off the bench, you're bringing in Jewel Lloyd. So have fun with that, Kayla McBride. Player props. I'm basically going all in with the Aces. Give me Jackie Young, points and rebounds over 19.5. With Jewel Lloyd coming off the bench now, Jackie and Asia are seeing a massive increase in their shot attempts because Kirsten Bell is not really shooting the ball consistently. Chelsea Gray doesn't even look at the rim. And the only other person you got to contend with is Alyssa Smith, who doesn't have anything drawn up for her. Most of her points are off of rebounds and tip-ins she gets. So I like Jackie Young. She's been playing really well recently, coming off of a triple-double at the Sparks, and she has hit this number in 3 out of her last 4 games. All right, and then finally, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Give me Asia, points and rebounds over 32.5. I wanted to find a line with her PRA, but for some reason, FanDuel wasn't offering her PRA. It was just Jackie Young, Courtney Williams, and I think Fee was the PRA they were offering. Why not Asia? I don't know. They must not like people with color for hair. Anyway, we took a break from betting Asia PRA for 2 games. Then she scored like 34 points in her previous game, and I said, all right, I'm going to have to get back on it. Asia Wilson can score 30-plus points any single night. She is the best player in the WNBA. I'm going to take her PRA, or PR here, and for the most of the season. The Lynx, their defense has been ass recently. They gave up 93 and 90 in their last 2 home games. They should struggle again here. Like I said, they're not the best on the road. Their defense has been shit. Give me Jackie. Give me Asia. Both of them PR over. All right, that's about it for today. We are going all in on the Aces. hopefully I don't get shelled again. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.